How you all doing, me muckers? Right then, Peaky Biker here. How's your weekend been? So, as some of you may have seen, me, Zeded, Graham, Agus Whisperer, and Rev Bomb all went to the bike show. So yeah, man, that was a really good day out. Got to thank Zed for starters for basically picking me up. He come down the M6 and he picked me up. So appreciate it. Picked me up, and dropped me back off, which was sound. So really appreciate that. But as usual, this is a over 18 channel. There is going to be swearing on here, so if you am under the age of 18, if you could click off, that'd be sound. But yeah. Let's first bring in our first guest. He's one of my usuals because he's a good old friend of mine now. Never been to the bike show. It's Graham. How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm all right. Just a common haggis here.
So, and we've got Soggy Balls Malta. Now, I've been watching this guy's channel. I've been watching this guy's channel for probably about 8 months now. He's just hit 1,000 subscribers. So, well done, well done. So, we'll kick straight off with Stevie and just basically, mate, just tell us a little bit about you, your channel, your bike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you're from, whereabouts, what the area?
Yeah. I'm based in Glasgow, and I ride a 2016 Honda Africa Twin. I've got a little KTM 390 Adventure, and I've got an old 30-year-old Yamaha GTS 1000 as well. So a wee bit of choice for getting out on the road. I'm not so much a vlogger. I'm not a natural pattern merchant. I find it difficult to string a sentence together. So I tend to focus on storytelling. I can do a lot. You patch and edit together, put a bit of voiceover behind it. So that's the sort of stuff that I try and do. Try and focus on storytelling. But there's lots of different styles out there, and it's just one of them, you know.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, mate, like, you know, it's good watching. I like watching other channels. You know what I mean? And we was on about this a couple of weeks ago about like the basically apart from our age group, the long content has got basically. That's what I think.
Do you think so?
I don't know. I think it has, mate, because the kids now, the
attention span's a problem.
Yeah. So, you know, it's the struggle. Do you know what I mean? And that's that's just me. I just think that's the way YouTube's go.
It's funny how people's attention span is so low, but when I'm making these films, that there can easily be 100 hours in a 5 minute edit, you know. I think just at the other end of the spectrum to the low attention span, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's like today. I've been out for a ride this afternoon because I'm quite fortunate, so I have Wednesday afternoons off. So I've been out for about 3 hours this afternoon. And you know, I literally left my house, pressed record, got back, stopped recording. So I've got a full 3 hour footage of just, I wouldn't say green lining, but within, 15, 20 minutes of my house, it's just like dirt tracks. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like farmers' fields and farmers' roads and stuff like that. So I went and I ended up getting lost, but went over there and yeah, they got the bike shitted up and had a good laugh and just having a bit of a giggle to myself, really, and just getting some different footage. Because obviously I just get a lot of touring footage and stuff like that. Like the rest of my videos, especially back in the UK, are just about me riding my bike. Really, I don't really do reviews, so you know, I do a lot of just riding and talking and just letting people
Yeah.
know what I'm up to, kind of thing.
I find I need something to talk about. You know, I need a focus to be able to deliver some value. You know.
Yeah, well, like, yeah, I mean, I'm a good waffler. Do you know what I mean? I can talk to anybody. Do you know what I mean? I can make a conversation with anybody.
I always describe myself as a man of few words, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But
Piggy just talks shite all day.
you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're wrong. I can't say yeah, wrong because yeah. But
I've got to ask Graham because we've never met in real life, but we spoke on the comment section. Is that the Crow Road that's on your screen behind you?
Yes, it is. Yep.
It's the Crow Road drop as it drops down into Fintry.
That's right. Yep.
Aye. I've seen it a few times and I thought to myself, I know that bit of road from somewhere.
The surface is shocking that time I went up. Terrible.
It's not a problem on an adventure bike, I tell you.
No, well, that's true.
Since I've been riding the Yamaha GTS 1000, which is a kind of an old sports touring bike, I think I've lost about 3 fillings, you know.
Well, that road will do that, that's for sure.
Aye.
Mate,
there's a few dented wheels on that road.
Yeah.
Aye.
I mean, that's like some of the places I've been to today. Like, you know, on one of them, I wouldn't say I've got a set route, but I've got 3 or 4 different routes that I can do that'll take me, you know, a couple of hours to get round them. That are still pretty local to me. You know, if something happens, I can get back within half an hour, 45 minutes to push. But like today, I've gone, right, I've never been down this road. Let's have a look down here. And it's literally within, I've got a bit of footage that I'm going to put out tomorrow on TikTok. And I turn in, I'm like, oh shit. Straight away, oh shit. Do you know what I mean? It's just muddied up and everything. I was just like, crap.
No.
But end up getting through it. I mean, like, it's just daft stuff. Like, I'll watch Motology, it's called. On YouTube, and he does a lot of off-roading, you know. The biggest bike he tours on is a 750. It's like a 1992 Africa Twin, but he's done a lot of road racing and desert racing and stuff like that, so he can ride off-road. But just listening to the little things that he says whilst he's talking, I was like sat there, I was like, right, fucking hell, stand up, stood up. Right, you know, lean forward, let the back end, if the back end's squiddling about, let the back end just do it, don't knock off, just keep it on, because it'll find its own grip and the bike will work for you. You know what I mean? There's all that technology in the bike, it will sort itself out.
Yeah.
So,
I don't claim to be the best off-road rider in the world, but I grew up riding off-road bikes, so I've been riding motorbikes since I was 5 years old, and I've had my own bike since I was about 11. So I've spent a good kind of 10 years of my life riding off-road, learning to ride off-road, and just basic rattling about fields and old railway lines and that sort of thing. I took the little KTM 390 Adventure down to North Italy in the summer, and I took this wee path. I went up to a rally called the Stella Alpina Rally. You go to a place called Bardonecchia, and you follow this wee dirt track up this mountain, and it takes you to the top of Col di Semelia, and it's takes you up to 10,000 feet elevation, and it's all off road, and it's muddy, it's rutted, it's rocky. There's snow at the top of it, and it just you fall back into that natural reactions again, like, you know, it's you do 10-15 miles of it and it all comes flooding back to you, you know.
Like you say, mate, you know, it's one of them where I was just like, right, just lean forward, you know what I mean, let the traction at the back do its thing, kind of thing, you know what I mean, and just let the bike do its own thing. And you know, I don't drop it or nothing. I had a few little moments where I'd
we scary.
You know what I mean? I was like, people.
It's a big heavy bike. Just when it's starting to go on you, it's a big heavy bike to pull back. You know, you end up.
I had a couple
of.
Yeah, mate, it is. I mean, I had a couple of times today where I've just turned the bar slightly, and you don't just carry on. I was like, "Fuck, here we go." You know what I mean? You have that little panic, that little panic square. Fuck. You know, it's back. I'm back on there. I'm all right. I'm all right. And then you slow down a little bit. I need a 2-minute rest.
Crash bars on the BM.
Yeah. So I've got like bags as well, lawnmower bags at the side. So if it does go down, it's ain't gonna get down completely flat like. But
that happened to me on the KTM. The first I went across to, I think it was Isle of Mull. I went across to, and I had the bike fully loaded up. I had the throw over panniers. I had a top box full of camera equipment, a tank bag on it, and I parked it on this kind of elevate on this little angled plane, a wee lay-by, and as I stepped off the bike, it just followed me and landed underneath me, and it was the luggage that saved the bike. The luggage kept the petrol tank half an inch off the ground. If I didn't have luggage on, that petrol tank would have got all damaged.
Yeah. I mean, I think the worst one for me was when I did Scottish Little Soldier, and I come back down the east coast, basically down towards Edinburgh, and I'd parked my bike up, and I thought, well, if I'm being honest, I thought I put the side stand down, but I never. So I've just got off the bike, just like Del Boy, you know what I mean? Like Rodney Del Boy, where it just falls through the bar. That was me. I just fell over. Tried picking it up, no chance. And then luckily enough, this old boy, he come over and he was like, "Do you want an hand, mate?" And I was like, "Yeah, if you don't mind." And then it was like, I'm like red in the face. I'm like, just, and then he's like, "Let me go and get my son." This young kid comes out. Between the three of us, we got the bike up in the end. But
so heavy these days. It was so heavy. That's why I bought the 390, because I did want to do a little bit more off-road riding. But the Africa Twin's just too heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, we spoke about this in the bike show, but I'm looking at something lighter, something smaller, just so I can go ripping around on. Like I say, I'm looking at like a BM, a little 310 BM, or just something like that, or just something cheap and cheerful.
Are you tempted? Did you have a good look at the new Himalayan when you were at the bike show?
Yeah.
I've never had a new bike before. The KTM was the first new bike that I've ever bought, and I held off for ages and ages, waiting for Kawasaki to bring out a 400cc Versys. They do a 300, which they've done for years and years, and it was always rumored they would put the 400 Ninja engine into the 300 Versys, but never ever happened. I held off for ages and eventually made the decision to buy the 390 Adventure. And I'm kind of gutted that the new Himalayan's out, because it's everything that I wanted from the KTM plus some extra bits. I really like the tubular spoke wheels on the Himalayan, and the fact it's got a 21-inch front wheel as well.
Yeah, so it's a nice looking bike.
If I was in a position to be buying yet another bike, it's just as well my missus is out. But if I was in a position to be buying another bike, I would definitely be buying one of them. Like, you're such a it's such a good piece of kit, and it's expected to be at a decent price with all the competition that it's got now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, it's good. What I'm going to get is the first thing I'm going to get is just cheap and cheap. It's going to be something like $1,000, max, just so I can go and have a play, basically. But you know, if I get out there and I like it, then I'm like 90% sold. After the IBR festival last year on the Vogue 300.
It's getting some good press. I've been watching what's his name, Nathan the Postman.
Nathan the Palace one, yeah. I was watching him today.
Well, I watched his bike review today.
Yeah.
And sorry, I watched his bike show review today. But he gave that he put that 300 through its paces, taking it down. In fact, he took that down to the same place that I went to. Never saw him. I kept an eye out for him, but never saw him. Down to the Stella Alpina Rally, he was down at that as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I've watched a lot of reviews on this 300 because that's what I'm like looking for. Do you know what I mean? I'm actually actively looking now at something cheap. What I'd like is someone to have one, dropped it.
Yeah. All right.
And
okay.
then gone, fuck this. I don't want it no more. Do you know what I mean? And like, you know, because they haven't been out 12 months yet, but just to go, so I can pick that up for like $2,000, and I'd buy that, mate, and I'll just fucking rag the shit out of it.
It's funny how these little budget bikes they are actually holding their value better than the more expensive bikes, particularly the Royal Enfields. You know, you're only losing about 500 quid depreciation if you decide that you've made a mistake, you bought the wrong bike. Like, everything else.
Yeah, I mean,
you're losing a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is the only thing that puts me off Royal Enfield is if you ever heard of Derek from Solar Motor UK.
Aye.
Yeah. So Derek had a lot
once.
Derek had a lot of problems with his straight from the get-go. His was brand new, straight from the get-go. He had problems with it. And I know Derek quite well. Do you know what I mean? I'll text Derek probably, once, twice a week. So we have me and him started our channels roughly the same time. So we both kind of gradually grew together, even though we've stopped friends, we've grew together. But yeah, I was just like, mate,
did they go through the mill with it, did they?
Yeah, he had the little, is it the 411 Scrambler? Is it a 411? I think it's a 411 Scrambler. Yeah, and then he had like a 600 thing. Both of them, he had problems with, and there was only little problems, but it's just the amount of problems he was having on a monthly basis.
I don't know if you've seen my review of the Africa Twin. I wouldn't buy another Honda. There's no way I would sink 15, 16 grand into a new Honda after my experience with the 2016 Africa Twin. But all bikes these days, they're not built. They're built out of toffee,
You had a breakdown when you went on tour, didn't you? Was it a start switch or something? Or
I had a breakdown with the ignition switch. It wasn't a breakdown there and then. But what actually happened was the soldered wires on the back of the ignition switch had corroded away and just basically lifted off of the ignition switch and broke the circuit. One of my pals is a plant engineer, and he was I was prepared to go home in the back of a lorry that weekend. There's no way I'm doing anything to this. Put it on a lorry and send it home. But my pal John, he was like, I'll get that going. And he managed to get it apart and get it going for me. So it was brilliant.
Them are good friends now. I've got one of them, like I've got Marcus and I've got Paige. That in our ride group, and Marcus is one of them, mate. He's had that many bikes. Do you know what I mean? But he's like straight away, like something will happen, he'll get, that's the so. And you stand there, you're like, how the fuck do you know that's that? How? And then you take it apart, puts it back together, the bike starts, sweet. I'm like, how the fuck did you know that? Do you know what I mean? You're just one of them.
I'm reasonably handy, but if a bike fails and I'm in company, I don't want to ruin the weekend for everybody else.
Yeah.
I'd be like, right, guys, you continue on tour. I'll get this dealt with. I'll see you later, sort of thing, But no, boys were brand new. They made sure that I stayed, and it was great. I just kept shopping out the wires all weekend, and the bike got them home, no problem at all.
That's all right then. Like I say, to be fair though, you probably remember that for the wrong reason. but
Aye.
it's probably good that you got through it.
It
With
made,
the boy playing up to the way.
it made a good video.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, this is what I was saying. I think it was a couple of weeks ago about people like watching people struggling. Do you know what I mean? Some of my videos when I did Scottish Little Soldiers, I've got a 3-day period there where I fucking struggled mentally, physically,
Yep.
everything. I really struggled, and that one video where I was struggling has got the most views out of them all.
There's this principle in filmmaking and storytelling called the 3-act structure, and it's set up, conflict, and resolution. And you're basically setting the scene, then having a big disaster and overcoming that disaster, and it keeps people on the hook, keeps people watching.
Interesting,
you know? And it's always good to have that in your story, you know.
Yeah.
You don't get that last video. I think it was a few videos ago when you went to Butte. Where was that you camped? It was just at the side of a road, sort of thing.
Aye, no, it was when I camped on Butte. It was
the one where you done the Serpentine Road and all that.
Aye. I can't remember the name of the bay, but it's one of the main bays. I'll find it and tell you.
I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it.
I think I mentioned the name of it in the film, but it's I'm terrible with technology, so I'm. See, I try and do anything like that. It's try to do 2 things at once. I'll find out and let you know.
Aye, no bother, mate. Thanks.
It's one of the main bays. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
When it's no foggy.
Aye.
I mean, that weekend was supposed to be scorchio. It was supposed to be 25 degrees all weekend, and it was everywhere except the Isle of Butte.
Just following you.
Aye, yeah. Sod's law.
Well, it's like I say, it's like you say though. You know, when people break down, you have a struggle. That's why that's one of the reasons why I stopped watching $1 Million Burger. Everything was a massive struggle, and then you give him sitting Costa and get a fucking Costa, and I was just like, "Come on, mate," you know what I mean? You're telling me you're doing all this stuff.
Did you see his
finish? I think that's bollocks.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it's. I think that's clickbait. If I'm being honest.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think there's been anything else since then, right enough. Maybe he's just having a break.
Not at the minute. Yeah, I put nothing at the moment. But me personally, more personal opinion, think it's because he wanted to get to 1 million views. That's what he wanted.
I wasn't a huge fan of $1 Million Bogan, and one of my mates, he was really hooked. He watched every single one of them, and I was like, I didn't really take to the guy. And when what turned it for me was his UK stuff. See the stuff he done in Scotland when he had that hardtail chopper that kept breaking down every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I thought that was fantastic because what he done was he showcased the local biking community.
Yeah.
And he was having problems after problems, but the local biking community were helping him out and getting him to the next stage.
Yeah. I think, like I say, I
started watching him.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it was one of them for me where I think because he was so new and he was so out there with the Harley Davidsons, I was watching him. He captivated me. It was like, fucking, this is ace. He's funny. He's all about men's mental health, this, that, and the other. And then the more I started to watch, the more I was like picking up things from him. And I was like, fucking hell, mate, you're loaded. You ain't just a normal fucking bloke. Do you know what I mean? You're fucking loaded. And then
this one's broken. Send me another one.
Yeah. And then, he's slagging off Harley Davidson.
He is an actual millionaire, I think, is he not?
Yeah. And he's got all these properties and this, that, and the other, and he's had a rough life and all this, like, and I'm like, mate, that's just a normal bloke's life. Just a normal blouse like that. You decided to take it too far drinking. You decided to stop drinking. You've decided all these. Do you know what I mean? It'd be better if you'd have a drink and get a bit pissed up and have a bit of a laugh and a joke than just be that fucking straight down the line. I got towards the end where I was getting a bit boring. Do you know what I mean? And it was just like, it's just the same video again. Just something happens, he falls off, he falls over, and
I think one of the early ones that I watched, and I was pissing myself laughing, was one of the early ones he done in India, where he went down this sort of sewer. He went down this kind of valley full of trees. It was like a cliff edge all the way down, and there was raw sewage running down the hill. And he was trying to find his drone.
He lost crashed his drone.
He climbed back up this cliff edge, and he went through somebody's front room to try and get back out on the main road. I thought, this guy's a screwball.
Yeah, like I said, but the thing is, like, he does all this, and then like he tells people he's doing 900k a day, and this, that, and the other, and then when you look at it, you're like, no. Have you got a drone, Stevie?
Aye.
Yeah, right. So us through here now, how long it takes to pull up, park your bike, get your drone out, get it set up, have a look, get it in the air, have a fly around, get some video, bring it back, put it down, put it away, put it back in your bike, get back on your bike.
I guarantee you, when you're halfway through, somebody's going to come up and talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if you're ever lonely, put a drone up.
Aye, put your drone out. Aye.
Yeah, but that's what kind of frustrated me. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You telling me that you're doing 900 k's a day.
Aye.
Yeah, you've got fucking 4 lots of drone footage. You've probably wasted a good fucking 2 hours there easily on drone footage.
Going back to Isle of Bute for Graham. That was Ettrick Bay, Graham.
Ettrick Bay, right? Okay.
Ettrick Bay. I should have remembered that because my history teacher at school was but when I done that tour at Isle of Bute, Graham will agree with me, there can only be 45, 50 miles of road on the Isle of Bute. I clocked up 95 miles on Isle of Bute going back and forward, getting the shot that I wanted.
Yeah.
And just putting the drone up, flying past the drone, bringing the drone back down, hoping it's not going to fly away, you know.
Yeah.
I said to PK next time he's up in Scotland, I'm going to take him out to the Isle of Bute to do the Serpentine Road and that kind of thing. So,
I participate in a sort of family-friendly bike club. It's not an MC or MCC or anything like that, just a bunch of friends. And we took, I think it was about 12 of us across to Isle of Bute to ride the Serpentine. One of the boys with a big GS dropped it in one of the bottom corners, like, you know.
Aye.
I think my pal's got that one on tape.
It's quite a hairpin and it's steep as well, isn't it? Aye.
Well, I done a wee sequence. On the Serpentine, and I've got it on there as a short. And I'm not joking you, it must have been about 20 takes. I rode up and down the Serpentine at least 20 times, getting different shots.
Aye, and it's bloody steep. I've only been up it in the car before, but it is steep.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I've come down it in a car. I wouldn't like to go up it in a car because it would wreck your clutch.
No, it's an automatic, so I was all right.
I'm just going to grab a beer. I'll just be saying.
Yeah, sound. But it was good right at the weekend, mate. At the bike show, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, mate. Aye.
I bet you was bull bugged, were you?
Aye. I get home, had a bite to eat, and then just lights were out. That was it. Stuart Zedhead was the same. I think he had a Chinese when he went home, and then just fell asleep. But he drove the whole distance, so.
Yeah, I mean, tell the guys what time you had to get up and what time you got back.
Zedhead picked me up at 3:30 in the morning.
Wow.
and then I get home at 8:30 at night. So
It's a long day.
it was a long day. It was good though. I enjoyed it. It was good.
Honestly, it's. But like I was saying on a video today, like that's the kind of the biking community. That's what's so good about the biking community. Do you know what I mean? Like when we first met, do you know what I mean? We'd only spoke on a live, and we'd change numbers and stuff like that. Yet you was good enough, to put me up and feed me and water me and spend the next day with me to get me up to the point where I needed to get to. And like Zedhead, I'd never met him before. We've been, speaking for nearly 2 years online, but he's come down, he's picked me up, we spent all day together, and he's dropped me back off. It's just wicked. Do you know what I mean? It's just a great community. It's just a great community to be in. You know what I mean? You get the odd idiot every now and again, but it is what it is. But
it's good.
But yeah, like I say, that's what used to frustrate me. And like every now and again, I mean, I've unsubscribed, but every now and again, I see things coming up like that one he's done saying, if you put something like it's over or something like that, enough times enough or fucking something. I was just like, I ain't watching it. I don't believe him. I don't believe in
it. It's quite funny because he creates all these dramas that really you can tell they're just no dramas.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
The one where he was on the beach and he crashed in his bike, and you could tell he was just kind of holding the camera sideways. It wasn't a big deal.
Was that the one the guy walked along? It's kind of wee simple guy. Oh,
evening, boys.
Aye, yes, and he gave him.
I had a fight with the mower earlier. Less of the bald spot there.
All right, Rev, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. I've literally just walked in the door, so I've got in about 4 minutes ago. So bear with, because I've got my Mackie sitting here, and I'm nibbling away on cheese bites.
Just make sure you fucking mute it, because we don't know here.
I'm quite quiet when I chew, mate.
Oh, fair play. But yeah, it's just too frustrating for me. And like you say, when you know how to work, even when you know how to work the drones, you can't do it that quick. You know what I mean? It's just frustrating.
That's just part of the storyteller, isn't it? Nobody's really interested in the fact that you need to stop. That takes 20 minutes to get a drone up. Nobody's interested in that. They just want to see a pretty picture of a bike riding past, and then on to the next shot.
Yeah. I mean, what I did here when he come over to the UK is that he had security and everything with him. Yeah, he had security and everything with him. Yeah. And he also had like side riders with him as well. So when he was just riding on his own, he had people with him. That's what I heard. But I don't, if you're a millionaire, mate, and he's a millionaire, he ain't like some normal bloke. Do you know what I mean? He's minted, absolutely fucking minted. But
well, good luck to him.
Yeah. Let him crack on, mate. Like I say, mate, it's just one of them.
I mean,
what was your takeaway from the bike show? What was the thing that hit you the most?
How expensive the beer was.
18.50 around. It was like I was 2 beers, 2 cokes, and it was £18.50.
It was 10 quid for that cheeseburger.
Keeping you going in beer, Rev.
Mate, honestly, it's what I will say. I was talking to a lad today on YouTube, and just through text, like on the channel. But I was just saying to him, like, how less and less the bike show's getting. I mean, I remember back in the day, it'd be absolutely packed at the bike show. You'd be walking around like this, mate. It's just I've
not been to the NEC bike show for about 10 years, and the last time I went, I thought this isn't worth the money. And I've been watching different YouTube films or YouTube videos about it, and it's looking a lot better than 10 years ago.
I wouldn't say so.
It doesn't seem as busy. Last time I was there, it was absolutely mobbed, and you couldn't get seen the bikes. There was too many people. At least the videos that I've seen of it seems to be less crowded. Your content all looks like it was less busy.
Yeah, it was that busy, to be fair. But yeah, I will say, fucking, when I got there, Zed picked me up, so they both got out the car because I did him a sausage sandwich. So, and Zed fucking unfolded himself out the car. I was like, he's fucking massive. He's about fucking 6'7", like huge. He's fucking and he ain't like a skinny lad. He's big set man. He's a big bloke, like, do you know what I mean? I was like, fucking hell, don't get messing with him. And he was dressed like a lumberjack as well. But yeah, man. But nah, we had a good. It was a good time, man. It was a good time.
There was a lot of electric bikes there. Honestly, aye, a lot of electric bikes.
There was a lot of electric stuff there in general.
Yeah.
I got riding the full zero range and the Ingenica Rebelli. I got riding all 4 of those bikes this year, and they're absolutely breathtaking. People put up so much resistance to electric bikes, but until you actually go out there and ride one, they blow you away, you know.
Aye.
Rev, just turn your volume down on your mic.
All right, no worries. Hang on. Audio.
Proper loud. You're topping out there. But
How's that? Any better?
That sound. Yeah, but it was just one of them, mate. It was just. It was more. It was really to go to the bike shop, if I'm being honest. It was just to meet up with the lads, have a walk round, have a chat. You know, get to speak and have a few hours with with Zed and Graham, who obviously come down, made the effort to come down. It was just nice. It was good. It was, and like you say, it's nice to walk around there and like I spoke to other people who are recognised. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I'll follow you. And I was like, I'll follow you. How you do it? You know what I mean? And that kind of thing. And I was like, oh yeah, which is good. And then it's also good. I mean, for me, because like I say, I'm going to be doing another challenge. Probably not next year, the year after. But I've got to start planning for it now, really. But it's nice just to do a bit of research and get your face out there and get some not content, get your name to the people who you want to be helping. Do you know what I mean? So one of mine was that mental health. So it's one of them. It was just it was good. It was good. It was nice.
Going back to the drones, how many times have you set up your drone, flown about, got some great shots, and just when you come back, you remember you forgot to press record? I do it all the time. All the time.
Tell you what, I had a scary situation on the border of crumbs. Trying to remember now. On the border of France, must have been France, Switzerland, and Germany. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. I think it was in the border of France, Germany, and Switzerland. And I put the drone up, and it came up with all sorts of warnings. You're in a sensitive area. If you proceed with the flight, you do so at your own risk. So I was like, I'll be fine. So I took the drone up, and I wanted to fly my drone round this big fry point on the border of Switzerland. It's like a big rocket sculpture. Right. I flew around this thing. I sends my drone, and I lost line of sight with it. It was too small. It was too far away, and I lost line of sight with it. And then I'm looking at my screen, and this siren, I fly past the siren on my screen, and I realise I'm right on top of a building directly across the water from me. So push the drone up and flies it back pronto, brings it back down, and it turns out it was Switzerland Harbour's Port Authority building that I was flying on top of. And I thought, oh my God, I thought Interpol were coming out get me, like, you know. Packed everything away. I found a hotel to go and hide in for 12 hours, like, you know.
but yeah, it was like I say, like some of the bikes, some of the concept bikes there look smart as fuck, man. Look really nice, really nice. It was just
Aye, they were. Yep.
it was just not. It was like I say, mate. It was nice to just walk around at a steady pace with not anything particular to look at or to look into or to do. We stopped when we wanted to stop. We had some food when we wanted to stop. We had a drink when we wanted to have a drink. It just there wasn't no rush. It was just nice just to go and have. Apart from fucking Dave running around with his camera, we was all just sat around and chilling. Just like,
Did they have a customs and classics section?
There was no Harleys there.
No, nothing at all from Harley.
No.
There was one Indian, I think, wasn't there?
One Indian, yeah, nothing from Indian.
When we've got the what do you call it? The bikes, the Carol Nash. I think it's Carol Nash and MCN bike show in Edinburgh once a year, and I spend longer in the classic section and the tool section than I do going around the manufacturers. You know.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like I say, you know, we had no. We weren't looking for anything. We just went there just to chill. It was, you know what I mean? It was it was sound. It was just fucking brilliant, mate. It was just a really nice, relaxed, fucking chill day. Walked around, had a couple of beers, got home.
Come back with neck ache from looking up at Zed, but yeah.
Yeah. I could see everything that he'd had to eat up his nose. So I was like, oh, fucking hell, man, you're massive. There's me and Zed got a photo and he's got his arm around me. I look about 12. I'm like, he's
he rides a sports bike, doesn't he?
He's doing up a ZX7 at the moment.
ZX9. Yeah, the 9.
That's the 9 he's doing, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The engineering that he's spent, you know, the actual build that he's done on that, he's not scrimped on it. Most people will be like, oh, near enough's good enough. With Zed, if it's not near enough, then it comes back off, it gets redone, and he puts it all. Then
it becomes an expensive hobby when you start doing a restoration to that level, you know.
Yeah, it's like we kept looking because we were sat while we were at the beer bus because Peter was having a few beers, and me and Zed kept looking over, and I said to him, I said, that Arc Vector, I said, it may be electric, but God, the engineering on that front yoke. And he was like, yeah. And then we kept looking at it, and we walked over and we looked round it, and then we come back and sat down, and then we kept looking at it, and we got up again. I said to him, it's like having a woman on the beach with like half a boob hanging out, and you just can't help turning around. You've got to have another glimpse of it.
Yeah. And then we had Crafty Poncho come up. How you doing? You know what I mean? You know, you're looking at somebody, you're thinking, I fucking recognise you, but I don't know who you are. I recognise you, but I don't know who you are. But yeah, again, another ice bloke there. You know what I mean? Proper nice. But I didn't realise how many YouTubers was there on that Sunday.
Yeah, there was loads, wasn't there?
There was loads there. And to be fair, it's probably because Rev had his Rev bomb jacket on that nobody wanted to speak to us. Because I reckon if it was just me or something,
well, that's all right. Yeah. After the video that goes up, I've got it on the camera at the moment. After that goes up tomorrow, I'm going to upset the whole biking community if you have to have more than 250,000 subs.
Why?
Hello, kids. AJ Scrambler only does 50 mile an hour. I got it up to 62 today. So the AJS Scrambler does 62 mile an hour. Yeah. Middle finger up to some other motor vlogger, and I mentioned it as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, what's Brum saying there? Hippo Giants went to the Milan Bike Festival show for £11 more than it cost for him to do the Brum bike show. I mean, if you look at Pete Motorcycles, he goes to that every year. He goes to that Milan because that's the first bike show that they do. That the bikes are there, if that makes sense. The new bikes are there, if that makes sense. But it's like something that I found a bit weird. Well, we spoke about it whilst we was there, but on the BMW stand, the one R 1300s on the stand, there was three. There was three doing these little tricks and burnouts and shit like that. But apart from that,
Yeah.
the one R 1300s at all. You couldn't sit on one. You couldn't look at one.
But then
Couldn't
I've
run.
seen on other people's vlogs that there was 1300s, but I couldn't see them.
The one I want, mate, I walked all round there because
Yeah.
I purposely wanted to take some other photos.
There
of
was
it.
one in that window. It was sat up in the air in the window, but you couldn't get to the damn thing.
No, you couldn't get up and have a look at it. Do you know what I mean? I just like I say,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. It just don't float my boat, and that's the best way I can say it. Do you know what I mean? I like the look of the 1250. You know what I mean? I like the look of the the 12 and the 11, even the old type 1150. But you know, this new one just don't float my boat, and that's all it is. It's just personal preference.
I like Snowboat's comment.
Have you saw that new Insta camera? The GoPro killer?
No,
It's just that there's a couple of YouTube channels showing it now.
I might have to have a look at that. I mean, today I've done videos. Obviously, I've got the wireless mics, so I've took video of me looking back at myself and going forward. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, today was just a bit of a faff about, a bit of a play about with a few setups that I've changed. But you know,
I think it's called the Insta Ace Pro or something like that. It's called something.
I have actually. No, I have. Yeah, I have. Because the one I watched, it had that, the Action 4 and the 12, and out the three of them, the 12 come bottom.
Aye. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you know, but like I say, mate, for what we're doing, it's minuscule. What you can say, minuscule. Some slightly better at this, some slightly better than that, some slightly better at this, some slightly better than that. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm still running Hero 7 Blacks, but I've got so many of them now that I mean it would cost me thousands to upgrade.
I've actually not had any bother with my GoPro. It's been perfectly fine, touch wood. But I've not had any bother with it at all. But that might just be luck.
I consider myself lucky with mine.
Yeah, mate, to be fair, like I said, I had a couple of issues with the 12. I had a lot of issues with the 12 today. If I can get here, with a 9. So you know, it was just one of them. I'm just going to beam to him in a minute because his light's really fucking live tonight. Yeah, so it was just one of them. I had a few issues with the 9, sent it back to them. They sent me one out, not an issue. I don't have an issue with the 10. I don't have an issue with the 11.
It was more logistics that upset you when you tried to buy the 12, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like I say, mate, it's just, mate, it is what it is. You know, I've got my money back now through the credit card company, but I'm just, it's just the standard of customer service that was there to sit there and say to me after the amount of money I've spent over the years and say, we think you've had it. And I've said to them, I've even put the link. I mean, I did a live when I opened the fucking box.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I did a fucking live. It's like, oh,
I've actually started doing that when if I order anything expensive like that, I will run a video whilst I'm opening it for the first time for that very reason. There's a bit of a scam going about where if you buy something expensive, the people in the distribution warehouse, they'll put something cheap in the box. Yeah. Like, what was it, fire alarms that was in your box?
Yeah. Carbon monoxide testers.
So as far as they're concerned, you've signed for a parcel. You know? Somebody's at the back door with 2 GoPros, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's just, yeah, everybody. There you go, Aggies. We're checking out your pad at the back.
I wish.
But yeah, but now it was just logistics for me. You know what I mean? If I had a set like GoPro 12, I'd have still be with GoPro. It's only because the absolute
Messed it out.
clusterfuck. It's just the absolute clusterfuck that went along with it. That I thought, you know
Yeah.
what, I'll you know what I mean. I'll never ever recommend GoPro to anybody because now, there's that many cameras now that are all good cameras, and it's personal preference. But them all good cameras. Do you know what I mean? And I do think.
For me, it's simplicity in operation. I started off making videos with something called the Sena Prism tube, and it was a tube that went on the side of your helmet, and it just had one sliding switch to switch it on and off. And that's all it was,
Yeah.
I've just realised that I keep saying,
All right.
That's
I never noticed.
It's like a tick. I noticed it though.
But all I'm saying is you find your own way, and you look at your videos. I mean, when I first started, I used to video my track days and my racing and stuff like that. So the only action camera out there that could last an hour was GoPro. That was the only action camera out there that would give you an hour that would last you the race, or a complete session of track day. So that's the only reason why I went with GoPro, and I just ended up sticking with GoPro. Where now I'm looking at different cameras now, and I'm like, right, unfortunately, GoPro are getting a little bit left behind now. They're bringing out a camera every year, and that it's a minimal step every year what GoPro are bringing out. So it's just like I say, it's horses for courses, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's what you feel best with, and if you've got a setup that works for you, and it's GoPro, fucking brilliant. You know what I mean? I'm happy for you. Fucking, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say to you, fucking sell your GoPros, because I go as a camera, they're fucking sound. But like I say, logistically and as a company and as a custom service space, I just think it's absolutely shocking. But that's just my experience. Other people might have a fantastic experience, but just one of them.
That new Insta camera is standalone £430. I put it in the private chat, the link to it.
I'll have a look at that. And Grey Wolf saying there, people are commenting on the sharpness of the DJI Action 4 footage and the crisp audio from the wireless mic. Oh, I must admit, the wireless mic is fucking brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant. I always said that I'd never have a wireless mic. But now, it's phenomenal, mate. It's phenomenal, honestly. And it's so easy. It's just click the camera off, and then you can stand there with the camera, looking back at yourself, having a talk.
Yeah.
No wires, fuck all. Do you know what I mean? It's just so easy, so
How
easy.
long does the battery last on the wireless mic?
They reckon up to about 5 hours, but
Really?
I've been out. I'll tell you what it does. So for me, I use quick capture a lot. So the one thing I will say with DJI, you press record, mate. As soon as you blink, it's recording. It's like the DJI. I've had it before where the DJI, you have to press it, and then it took 2 or 3 seconds for it to kick in. Do you know what I mean? Where that's it. That's one of the things I will say about the DJI. But so when the camera's off, the DJI mic isn't using no battery. It goes on to like standby. So as you switch the camera on, you got to leave it like, I don't know, I think it's about 2 seconds. Then it kicks the internal mic into the DJI mic, and then you can talk. But if you just clicking it on just to look at a view, it's instantaneous. It's so quick. It's fucking brilliant. But like I say, I've been out today for 3.5 hours. I've got back. I changed my camera. I changed my battery about halfway through on the camera, just because that was the third ride out I'd done on that battery.
Yeah.
I've not changed the battery in 3 ride outs. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, the battery lasts longer in the DJI, and like I say, that you know, I've not yet had an issue at all with the external, with the wireless mics. You know, running out of battery at all. Being just see what GP come out with next year ahead of the day. I mean, the one thing I will say about what GoPro have done this year is having the Bluetooth to the Cardos. That's good. That's very good. So, but I've done a little video on when me and Double D went out a couple of days ago with the audio off there, and it's both crisp. It's both crisp because I've got the Cardo Edge, and you can record the chat. So, but that's good. That's a good feature. So,
is that wireless as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that throw your audio from your Cardo onto a separate channel?
Yeah.
That's good. Aye.
Yeah, and then it just literally then all you do is you go onto the Cardo app, and then it's in there, the file's in there, and then you just can, you know, like what I did is I was speaking through the camera, and then I recorded us riding out, and then I've used footage of us riding together, the audio of that. I mean, you can hear the difference, but it's not like, you know, it's like, you know, it's crap audio or nothing like that, because it's fucking crystal clear. But you can tell it's recorded through something else. It's not as crisp and absolutely bang on clear like the DJI, the wireless mics are. But
and you'll not get any road noise through that either, will you?
no.
Do you get engine noise or?
A little bit, not much though, not much. I mean, on my exhaust, I had sections where when I was giving it some, you could hear the brap. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you'd only have a tiny little clip of that. Do you know what I mean? I mean, how I'm gonna the next setup I'm gonna look at using is having both wireless mics. So one in the back of my map pocket at the back, and then obviously the other one in my helmet, and then switch it so I can bring up the audio for the exhaust and stuff like that. So when I'm going through corners or anything like that, like you can match the audio to it. But if you wanted, it's crisp, it's really clear, really clear. Do you know what I mean? There's no wind noise, fuck all. It's good. It's proper good.
I think a lot of that's to do with the helmet you're using though as well. What are you? Have you got? You're a full face helmet, aren't you?
Yeah.
I've bought a new. I bought a new helmet, a new full face helmet, which I'll set up in the new year. But I've been using flip fronts for years.
Yeah.
And you get lots of wind noise with them, you know.
See, I've heard different opinions there, because I've got a Schubert E1, and that's quieter than my LS2 helmet that I've got now. But with Cardo I've got really good wind protection on it. Really good. So,
because if you're talking to somebody in a car, though, it's really quite crystal clear. You don't hear the wind or the engine from the other bike, really. So it is good.
All my mates, we all run Cardo, and they are good, and they do. When you turn up to the meeting point, everybody sprints automatically, but every now and again, I can't hear you, Stevie. I think you just do it to wind me up, but every now and again, somebody will drop off, and you need to move your mic and all that sort of. That again, that's because I'm using a flip front helmet. I'm hoping that will change when I use a full face helmet. You know, the mics and the constant position. It's not on a boom.
Aye, yeah.
See, like I say, I think you're never going to have any system where it's flawless. It works every single time. Do you know what I mean? But
I like to use a flip front helmet because I like. It's almost like riding without a helmet, you know. You get the wind in your face and that sort of stuff. I always feel a bit constricted with a full face helmet. So
Yeah. I mean, for me, like when I did Austria the other year, that's what I bought the Schubert for. So you know what I mean. You can lift that front up, and you can feel the wind on your face. But for me now, it's very, very, very rare I use it now. But you know, it's just easy for me. Like I say, when you're riding with the lads, just to put the LS2 on. But don't forget, it's an LS2 carbon, so it's quite a noisy helmet. So that's why I don't think I'd use the footage from the Cardo, because it's too clear. It's like you've sat in the house. Yeah. It's like you've sat in the house. There's no road noise, no wind noise, no engine noise, fucking nothing.
Did you attribute the LS2 being noisy because it's carbon?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why would the carbon one be noisy?
Because it's less dense, right?
Is it? That scuppers my plan for the new year, because I've just bought a bloody carbon helmet.
But it's like you said, it's the position of the mic and stuff like that in the helmet. Do you know what I mean? It's going to take you a while to get the right positioning for the mic. Do you know what I mean? So you know, it's horses for courses, really. But if you look on YouTube, a lot of carbon helmets are louder than normal. It's just because them carbon, them lighter. Do you know what I mean? They've not got as much density in the carbon as like, I don't know, like a Schubert, like a normal helmet. But see you later, Brumtown Rider. So yeah, lads, we'll start wrapping up in about 5 minutes, if that's all right.
Yep.
So, but yeah, you know, I'm just looking into it now, because a bit like what Aggie says, I like a bit of road noise. I like a little bit of wind. Do you know what I mean? I like a little bit of brap on the exhaust and stuff like that. And
but at least the engine noise, I like the engine noise to be in it.
Yeah, like you say, I don't. You know, I watch some videos on a channel now. What's his name now? I can't remember his name, but he does a lot of voiceovers, and you're just like, mate, it's too clear. It's like you sat in a fucking soundproof room, fucking talking through it. Do you know what I mean? And
it's better somebody's talking as it happens, sort of thing. You know.
Yeah. Like you say, it's more realistic as well.
Aye, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Stevie obviously does his research, and I don't know how he manages to remember. I do that as well, but I forget half of it. So.
Oh no, I have it all printed out before I go out. I've got it in my tank bag, and I'll do one line at a time.
Right.
And then make it look seamless in the edit, you know.
I mean, to be fair,
I've got terrible recall. I can never remember the lines. I watch a couple of round the world guys, Larry and Ollie. I don't know if you watch them, but they'll ride through a new city that they've never been in, and Ollie will describe all about the history of the city, or the history of the country, or the political situation, or that sort of. It's like you're riding the bike and you're telling us a story. I don't know how he does it. It's really, really impressive.
Good memory.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, look, that's like that bloke who I can't remember his fucking name now, but who I watch, and he does that, and sometimes you hear him like cut off, and like a couple of times he's left it in there, right, voiceover now, and then he just goes quiet, and then he rides through the city, and then next thing you know, you hear, hello and welcome back to the, and then he's like crystal clear, and I'm like, what the fuck's all that about? Do you know what I mean? But it's only that he's left it in a couple of times that I've gone, fuck, he's doing voiceovers there.
Yeah.
When you're used to making that sort of stuff yourself, you look for the cut.
Yeah.
You're watching the cut, and you're saying, how did he do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, mate, you know, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm fucking cheating. But, you know,
I'm quite happy to cheat.
Oh yeah. Well, it's not about cheating, but it's all about each individual channel, right? And what you want to achieve from your channel. My channel, I like that, right? You know what I mean? If you want to go and watch some really fucking interesting person talk about why they're travelling through Italy and why the road's still fucking cobbled, don't watch my channel. Because all you'd hear me giving is, this is making me need a shit. This is making me need a shit.
I was watching you. I think it was the one where you were telling us about your bike history. And
Oh, yeah.
You were getting agitated with the car drivers cutting you off at roundabouts.
That's right.
Giving him a wave.
I think I would have cut that bit myself.
But that's what I mean. That's all about the different channels, eh? Do you know what I mean? I find I quite like the fact that I like watching people that's not mistakes, but they've left their personality in the edit kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's me. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I constantly a twat. I'm sometimes nice, but like shit like that, it annoys us all. And like a lot of people,
you're being honest about what happened on your journey, you know.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like some people would have cut that out. Where I think I want to leave it in, just to show people that what twats people am in cars, and and to kind of not only that, but to watch out, to keep an eye out on car drivers, not expect them to turn left. The lane he was in, he should have turned left up the M54. So not only did he miss the first exit, he missed the second exit, and he went to the third exit in the left-hand lane. So he should have took the first exit in the first place. So that's why I thought, he's going off the second exit. But he went off the third exit. But it was just one of them. You know what I mean? It's just one of them. I mean, if you want to watch some fucking pissed up blokes talking, go on Military Boy, because fucking live from Friday.
Peaky couldn't cut it out because it was an hour and a half long.
Right. No, I couldn't. But see, I like them. What X is saying on Sundays, got bloopers coming up. I like shit like that. I like people kind of losing their shit and kind of that, not the real them, but that real you comes out. Do you know what I mean? And you just like, you completely lose your shit with somebody. I'll find that hilarious. Do you know what I mean?
Someone said about my bike when I did the bike show video, and I've got the bit right at the very end, and I say about the BMW CEO it looks like someone's taken a Duracell battery and put bloody handlebars on it. Would I buy it? Not bloody likely. And he went, they're quite a nice electric bike. Delete that comment.
Yeah, but it's like I say, it's about that individual's channel as well. Whether they swear, whether they don't swear, whether they cut things out, whether they do. Do you know what I mean? So it's I'm quite open, and my channel's kind of, I know I ain't going to be a big channel because I swear too much, and I'm just me, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's just the way it is. So if you don't like it, then fucking sound, lump it, don't watch it. It don't really bother me. You know what I mean? You ain't never going to change. Yeah, you ain't really going to change my life. You know what I mean? That extra one fucking view ain't going to change my life. So, but right then, lads, I'm going to wrap up now for 8 hours and 10 minutes. I think that's enough for anybody.
Thanks for having us on.
Mate, always welcome. Always welcome. I say this, mate. You know what I mean? If you get a Wednesday free and you want to jump on, just drop me a message, because I've only got 6 slots. So just you're more than welcome to jump on. And it's just that, mate. It's if you know somebody who quite like to come on and in your little group, do you know what I mean? Get them on, and then it's just about, for me, these lads in the side chat, and for me, about showing other bikers and other channels and other content, and you know what I mean? There's a lot of places in this fucking world that we ain't all been to. So, you know what I mean? It's helping everybody out. And do you know what I mean? It's just a laugh at the end of the day. It's just for us lot, just having a gingangula and a chat.
Cool.
Thought you had more slots than that. My Stevie, I ain't paying for it. I ain't paying for it. But yeah, it's like Mercia. All these lads are, you know what I mean? Always welcome to come on. Always welcome to come on. You know what I mean? It's all about interacting and having a chat and being yourself, and just just opening up basically. Do you know what I mean? And just letting you be you for this hour rather than you got to mind your P's and Q's and all the rest of it. So
It's been quite
yeah.
tame tonight. There's not been a lot of swearing tonight.
That's because military's not joined in yet.
Yeah. none of the fucking Asbos have joined in. So peaky six slots. That's a mouthful when you're fucking pissed. So uses his back slot. So right then. So as usual, if you can all stay safe, keep your family safe, and all do one thing, please, which is smile. Thank you very much. Thank you. Look, everybody smiled. Everybody smiles. We all do it subconsciously. You don't realise you do it, but you do. So
we're Scottish. We don't smile much.
Fucking hell. You didn't smile when it was your turn at the bar, did you? Anyway. So yeah, man. But see you all later. All right. Take care.
Yeah.
See you later.
Friday.
Sure.